Good morning. I am meteorologist Steve Krasnowski with your weather briefing storm scoop update. It is Tuesday, December 8th, 2020, and we'll call this one up, down, and back around. Let's jump right in. Here's our surface map, not too much different than what we've seen a lot lately. High pressure and control a good amount of the country. Here is our Pacific Northwest. It is again dealing with some precipitation, which we've talked about for a month now. That's just being consistent. This will be the devil that will dive down and affect the Midwest, and we'll talk about that a little bit today as well. Currently, the big deal in the country is a small ocean effect disturbance off the coast, bringing some snows to the areas around Boston, dumping a quick inch or so on the ground, scattered snow showers in upstate New York and into the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. These should dry out before moving towards any big cities. We talked yesterday about the storm in the Midwest and where it might go. It looks like it's going to take a little more of that southern track, bringing in a little more rain, but there are some areas that will get a good whopping of snow. These are 4 of our models and what they think. You can see pretty uniform in what they're bringing in terms of intensity, and I think in terms of where you're going to find the low, the axis, which we don't use too often, has the low centered back in Indiana. This one, the icon, a little further east at the same time. The Euro likes the axis, as does the UK Met. GFS is the longest line, so you kind of just phase these all together. They're not too far off, so we'll pin down the snow rain line and the forecasts that go along with that. As for other areas, this is for the northeast this weekend. The Euro is out with a light rain event, and the GFS brings in the heavier stuff. Showers will develop Saturday afternoon. Wettest likely to be Saturday night into Sunday morning. Some improvements as we move through the day on Sunday. Here's another one I wanted to share. Sorry, this one's so small, but this is the observed low pressure track of the storm that affected the eastern coast this weekend. It's a pretty good track, a little south of the benchmark of where you'd like them to go, but the main issue that caused us to not nail those totals along the coast were not having that cold air cycled in, enough of it. So again, you kind of live and you learn with it. Last thing I want to jump to today is a longer outlook sort of thing. Predicted cold in Siberia is deepening so much as it puts a white hole in my plot. I discussed in last week's blog that Siberia's temperatures are what I'm most interested in for the upcoming winter. In the short term, cold risk increasing for both East Asia and Europe, and this is all fluid. It always comes around. That's why it's important. Last thing we'll look at. I don't know how people on social media are calling for winter to be over when we see multiple models showing potential disruptions to the polar vortex. I don't think anyone expected widespread cold, but it's December 7th, and many warm forecasts had strong PVs as a big assumption, so let's just play it out. That's it for the nerdy talk. That's it for the weather talk. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great one. Meteorologist Steve Krasnowski.